There is only one perfect solution, but there are clues that will try to trick our team.
Hello there, everyone. My name is Crazy Caleb, and welcome to Understand. So, I'm actually going to be focusing entirely on the module on this point, because all this module gives you in the manual is solve this module, understand how it works by yourself. So, let's actually get into this, and let's actually start taking a look here. So, let's pop this up, and let's get into this. So essentially what's going to happen is you're going to be going through a series of 7 pages, and each page you need to essentially complete said challenge based off of the first conditions from this page here. So from what it appears to be, and just to be clear, a couple things that we need to note down is the red is the starting point and the blue is the ending point. And you are essentially going to be drawing a line through some shapes here, potentially, and you're going to have to end it at a point. There is no way to strike on this, bear in mind. And these spotlights will tell you that either you're doing something right or you're doing something wrong. So based off of this first page, what we need to do is we need to start at a circle, we need to go through and up, we need to go through up triangles and end at a heart, perhaps. So let's try and see what we can do. So we need to start at the circle, and we can just simply clear it by pressing the starting point or some other point that we want to get to. So let's start at a circle, let's go through an up triangle, and let's get to a heart, perhaps. And just like that, we're good to go. And once you have all 5 LEDs lit up, you are simply able to proceed to the next page. And note that it will continuously get more complicated each time around. So let's take a look. Just make sure up triangle, start from the circle, go through all up triangles, and then end on a heart. That's potentially what we're looking at here. So start on circle, end at a heart. So let's go through up triangles. That looks like that's it. That's perfect. And then we end at a heart. And just like that, we're good to go. Note that there was another circle that we could have gone through this time around to get to our endpoint, but of course, any way is possible as long as it follows the rules of the module. So this is kind of just a lot of playing around with the module itself. So let's see where we have our up triangles. We have an up triangle right there, and that actually appears to be the only one, so we can go from here to here, like that. Let's take a look around. We have an up triangle right there. Oh, it's just that simple right here. And just like that, we're good to go. Note that it does get a little bit more complicated with some other cases. This one's actually a pretty easy one. Let's take a look. We have up triangle right there. We have quite a few up triangles this time around. So, now, we could of course test the theory of, do we need to just simply go through one up triangle? Let's try it. Yeah, all we need to do is we simply need to hit one up triangle before we get all the other up triangles before that. So we are simply onto the last page, and once we solve this one right here, that will solve the module. So let's see here. So can we get to an up triangle from here? That's not going to be reachable. This one is reachable. Oh, right here. We can go through an up triangle. We can go through as many as we want. We figured out that beforehand, and all we simply need to do is get to a heart. And just like that is a solved module. So essentially, I had a really easy example, and essentially, all you have to do is just simply try some things out. This module is completely on the diffuser side. There is no way that the expert can really help you at all, because of the fact that the manual simply says try and understand it by yourself. So let's go over. I want to go over 2 more examples because this module can be a little bit interesting with some more catches, but each time is going to be a different puzzle for your own. There's no real way of actually me demonstrating all examples because of the fact that each time it's randomly generated. But essentially what you're going to be using is you're going to be using that first page a lot. That first page is going to be a godsend for you, because that's essentially going to give you all kinds of clues that you want. And we managed to get lucky this time around. I mean, that was a really easy one too, so let's take a look at this one here, though. Let's see what we get. It will always be 7 pages from what I've seen. So we're going to start at a left triangle, and we're going to go up to a square. Now this path it has to be a specified length, but we're essentially going to be just ending on a square. So let's try and see what we can do. So left triangle. Ooh, okay. This is actually an interesting one. So perhaps it's simply just starting on any triangle and ending at any square, perhaps, or we could perhaps end at a diamond. But it appears that we want to avoid the heart, so let's try and see what we can do here. So this appears to be the only triangle that we have here, so let's maybe go to a diamond. Yeah, that seems to work. And there actually is only 4 conditions instead that we have to do, so let's bear that in mind. So this could potentially be just any triangle that we have, if there isn't a left triangle, to a square, and if there isn't any square, we can simply go to a diamond. But we want to avoid hearts, probably. That's what we're looking at here. So let's try this. We have a left triangle present, so let's see if we can go to the square. That doesn't work. So potentially what this could mean is that we don't want to run into any other shapes. So that could potentially be an option. Let's try ending it there. So let's do up triangle to square perhaps. And just like that, that works. So it appears to be any triangle format at all to a square or a diamond perhaps. But in this case, we did have a diamond. I'm also curious, does this work? This works as well. So that actually does confirm my theory that it's any triangle or any sort of square which can be rotated. So let's go on to the next page. Let's see here. So we can do this. Beautiful. We can do that. Beautiful. We can do that right there. Beautiful. And let's see what else we can do. We can do this. Beautiful. Something like that. That's perfect. So again, it's a lot of experimenting and a lot of seeing what you can do. This time it has 5 conditions. This means that we're actually going to be passing through a symbol like that. And I believe the reason, because it was only 4 conditions this time around on the right side here, is because of the fact that there was no symbol that we were passing through. So that could be also another cause for that. So we're going to start at a square, we're going to go through a heart, and we're going to end at a square, and we're going to avoid circles, it appears to be. So start at a square, and end on a square going through the heart. Like that. Start on a square, go through. Is it all hearts, the question? It is. So it's all hearts on the board. And just like that, we're good to go. So let's see what we have here. We have 2 hearts right here, so we can go up. And just like that, we're good to go. So let's see here. We have quite a few hearts. Okay. This one will be interesting. Let's see if we can go through diamonds. There wasn't anything explicit that said we couldn't go through diamonds. Yeah, and just like that, we are good to go. There wasn't anything that explicitly said we could not go through the diamonds. We can't go through circles. That's the catch here. So we are good to go with that example. Let's move on to the next page. Heart. And that looks like that's it. So and there's another heart right there. Perhaps what this could be is we can simply go through the triangles without any problem at all. These little left triangles over here to get to the hearts that we need. Something went wrong here. Perhaps we can go through the star, maybe. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. So the stars are acceptable as well. And now, let's see if we can find our hearts. We have heart right there. We have heart right there. And it looks like that's it. That does not appear to be doing anything for me. Let's see what we can do. Very strange. Perhaps there is another heart that I'm missing. And this one doesn't appear to be giving me any clues at the end either, so there has to be some path that I'm missing. Maybe it wants me to go up and around, perhaps? Let's take a look. This is an interesting one. And again, this is probably the trickiest part of this. It's just playing around with it. In this case, I'm not exactly sure what I can do to get to my hearts, because of the fact that it is surrounded by triangles. Perhaps what we can do is instead we can do this. No, not quite. Perhaps we start here, and then we go down to this heart. There we go. So we had to start up at the square, and we had to go down through the heart. We figured out we were able to go through the stars, and we were good to go. So just like that is the solve module. Again, it's very easy to understand, and it's very easy to understand, but it's very easy to do this module. There is no strikes, there is nothing that will stop you. It's all on the diffuser side. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to stay crazy, stay cool, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.